Hi, Jessica.
Hi.
Oh my God, I love the color on you.
Thank you. I
This
usually
is
don't wear this one. I'm
oh,
trying to age.
it's beautiful. I love the color. I haven't seen this color. Usually we see greens and blues and orange, but this is great.
Thank you. Thanks for
And
having
you,
me here.
of course. Thank you for joining. I know this was last minute, so everybody who's on here, please note that this was literally on Friday afternoon or something. I called you, and I was like, "Would you like to perform for us?" And Jessica was super sweet about it, and she just jumped right in. So, Jessica, do you want to talk about yourself? Do you want to come forward and talk, or you're good where you are? Can you hear us?
I can hear you a little bit.
Okay, so why don't you come forward, talk to us, and then when you perform, you can go back.
Perfect. Okay,
Yeah?
so let me know if you can see my face because it's
Yeah, just like
or
the
maybe
face is
maybe a
perfect.
little lower. Here we go.
Yeah, you're perfect. We love this. I love the book too you have, the
Thank
bindi.
you. I always say it's a good thing to have a big forehead because you can figure on everything,
I
right?
agree. I agree. My daughters have pretty long foreheads, so it's actually really nice and centered. So with that, do you want to talk and introduce yourself? Not necessarily about your dance journey, but generally who you are, where you're from, and where do you live and everything.
Sure. So I am Jessica Perez. I am a an Afro-Latina Bharatanatyam dancer. I think I'm one of maybe 9
Wow.
Black Bharatanatyam, actually Black Indian classical dancers in the tri-state area. I don't know about abroad, but
Right.
that's what it seems to be. So we're a very small group. Um, I recently turned 27 on
Yay, happy birthday. When was that?
May 28th.
Oh, wow. Right. Just a few days ago.
Yeah,
Okay. Happy birthday.
thanks. Um, and I have a background in political science and English.
Mm.
I'm trying to run through anything I should mention.
Well,
I,
you live in New York, right?
yeah,
That's the main thing. Okay. So you live in New York and you've been there for a while.
yeah, I've been there. I've been in New York for 7, 8 years.
Okay. Cool.
Um, I was born in Jersey City.
Okay.
Born and
All
raised
right.
in Jersey City. Yeah. Um, Aside from dancing, I have a bit of a background in theater. I
Mm.
was, you know, very, very briefly trained a little bit in Western classical. Uh,
Mm.
yeah. And so I'm a jack of all trades,
Right.
waiting to be a master of one, right?
Well, that sounds the thing that's very me. Like I love experimenting. I want to try out different things. I think life is short, and you got to if you're in if something piques your interest, you have to go spend some time over there and see if that's for you. Otherwise, otherwise I guess some of us get bored, if
Yeah.
we don't do that.
Absolutely.
So yeah.
Having a broader understanding, different disciplines under your belt helps you understand each discipline better, right?
Yes, I
A little
agree.
bit more clarity, right?
Yes.
Um,
It
so
gives a wholesome, like it kind of wraps the whole thing together. So
yeah,
yeah. No, so
yeah.
okay, so now we'll talk about your dance. uh we're down to dance now. So when did you start, actually, how did you first get introduced to dance, like Indian dance? Because that we definitely, we go out there and we perform, and a lot of people come up and say, oh my God, you so beautiful. I mean, the colors and everything contrasts, especially ones from not in the Indian community. But so take us through that.
So I usually start with where I first encountered Indian, classical aesthetic.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna say it was from Bollywood film, and I went. I actually my first Bollywood film was Kites, which is not a very good Bollywood. Um,
But Hrithik Roshan.
I kept following suggestions, and they took me back to DDLJ. Then
Mm.
next, Devdas. Then after that, Amrapali, Mughal
Wow.
and older films where the classical arts were seen more prominently, were seen a little bit pure. And I started research looking at where these dances were coming from. And I watched a video of Savita Shastri doing Bharatanatyam. And I was like, wow, this is beautiful. I probably can't do that because it was so different from anything I'd seen, right? So I got that first and I was like, oh, that's probably easier for me. And not the case at all. My first teacher, who also taught me Kathak initially, she walked into the room as I was trying to do the Alaripu without, knowing any of it. Like, yourself, come to class and we'll start, but yeah, it's.
So that's nice. So you didn't have like a friend who dragged you to class to say, hey, come, like I'm learning, come watch me, and that kind of, usually that's how introductions happen too.
Actually, I remember going to my first Kathak class with 5 friends. I was like, I just need to have people with me so I feel okay in class. So I don't feel
yeah.
Afterwards, it was just me and I just kept going.
No, that's amazing. So have you ever danced any other style before this dance?
Before Bharatanatyam?
Yeah.
Only
so like any other Western style?
I took ballet in college for about maybe 1 semester and I took belly dance for maybe a year. But beyond nothing.
Yeah, no, the reason I was asking is because, how dance translates. I mean, if you're already a dancer, you want to experiment. So this is quite interesting that you are like one of the brave ones. Let me get out there and, just try a new one. So that's amazing. Very good. So do you find, I know we spoke initially between how you encountered Kathak and Bharatanatyam and what you found easier, surprisingly, as you said. So do you want to talk a little bit about the difference or why, just the whole thing?
Sure. So as a person, personally, I'm very direct. I'm strong before anything else, right? I understand Tandav more than Lasya, right? So Kathak is mostly Lasya, and I'm like,
correct, right?
It's hard tapping into that softness, and then knowing that I have difficulty tapping into that softness when that comes up from my teachers. By the way, I should give a shout out. I learned from both Reshmi Nair, find her online, Reshmi Nair Dance Movement, and I learned from Sonali Skandan, who runs the performing. But I do get the comment often to soften a little bit, right? So Kathak is constantly, it's like a love-hate relationship, right? Because I know what it's like, right? Yes. But I also have to sort of relax and try to approach things from a different angle.
Correct.
Right? And the understanding, conceptual understanding leads to physical manifestation. Yes. So Kathak is just harder for me, unless it's Tatkar, Chakkars.
Yes.
So this is a big thing, right? Black women wear their hair in so many different styles, and my hair is constantly a source of panic because my styles are so big, so long, that when you're doing Kathak, I remember being in class and spinning and spinning and spinning, and I'm like, oh wow, I've got this. It's so sharp. And people, stop, Jessica, stop. What happened? They're like, everyone's holding their face like, because I've been whacking them with them.
Aww.
Part of the reason Kathak for me is like a little harder, but I love it. I
think also it really depends on what speaks to you when you first start out. Like, I'm sure, after you've spent so many years in Bharatanatyam, and after that, there's a point when you feel like, okay, maybe I can do Kathak now. You never know. but I think the introduction part of it, you have to be like, some kids are completely like, they don't want to deal with Aramandi because they're just not able to turn their hips that way, or their legs are not strong enough. So that's the most reason that a lot of kids drop out of in South Indian classical dance styles, especially. And I know a couple of them have thrived. They shifted, went to Kathak, and it worked for them. So I guess it's also when you start, and some dances that just come naturally to us, I guess. So So when you were learning Bharatanatyam, how does your family, or how supportive they've been, or not necessarily not supportive, but as to, wow, this is a new one, and what are you doing, kind of a thing. So
I have to start by saying that no one in my family is an artist. They're all math majors, they're all science teachers.
wow.
So I came out the womb and I was just art and all these things in English.
Right.
Scratch their heads. But they show up to performances. It's a little different. Obviously,
Correct.
Indian classical dance is very much rooted in Hinduism,
Correct. And the culture and everything.
Right. And Kathak is a little bit different, right? Mughal influences.
Right. Mm-hmm.
But growing up in a conservative Christian household, that there's a clash,
Yes.
It's hard to broaden that idea to
Correct.
There are different understandings of God and different ways to show devotion, right? Methods of devotion deserve respect, right? Not disrespected it, but they sort of
Sure.
was different, and they approached it a little bit hesitantly.
Mm-hmm.
But my friends are in classical dance. I have, Keisha, my friend Keisha. She's a wonderful Bharatanatyam dancer.
Wow.
Making Kathak. She's incredible. Okay, I'm jealous of her because her footy class looked amazing. Her first footy class,
wow,
amazing. And I'm sitting here like, I'm getting something about it right now. She's incredible, right?
Oh, fantastic! You should introduce us to her.
Yeah, definitely. I'll pop in comments.
Yeah. No, it's nice. So that's the thing, right? Like for us also, I think it's also about a lot of Indian parents put their kids in Indian classical primarily because it's also a cultural introduction for us. It's a bit of a ducking out, but we are like, okay, you know what? Go learn Indian classical. So through that, you get to, learn about the gods, you learn about how it works. It's not just the theatrical body expression, but also the culture that comes with it. Like you got to wear your buttu when you dance, like your bindi. How do you wear, the sari? How do you wear the salwar? And how do you cover yourself? So a lot of parents try to be like, okay, go there for a few years, you get the hang of what India is. How do you walk, because the environment plays such a big role. Like for me, when I grew up in India, no one tells me how do you walk in a sari, or no one because it's so environmental, and over here it's all so this is just a difference. So yeah, so that's what I was just curious to see how your family accepted and supported you, obviously. So this is good. So do you see any parallels in the music and the rhythm? Because for me, my daughter does hip hop. She does tap. So when she sees Kathak, she goes like, that I can handle it because it's like tap, and I think I'll be able to keep up with it. And she's like waiting to go learn it, and I'm like, no, not yet. We got it. So do you draw any lines and any parallels between your culture and cultural dance and our dance here?
Yeah, I think for me it's more in visual aesthetic representation, namely costuming. Our both Dominican culture and Indian culture, we focus on bright colors, on
Yes.
on on big skirts, right? And also Haiti, right? Which is, just across the island. Haiti has very similar costuming for right? And seeing how many more similarities there are in sort of aesthetic leanings tells me that we have more to talk about together than we have to talk about on opposite sides.
Yes.
I think even the emphasis on drums, on is important. If you look at dances from Africa, if you look at dances from South America, you can see that there's an emphasis on percussion with and the connection between dance and faith is, yeah, those
So
are the,
that's, yeah.
and then if you go into the Natya Shastra, there's so much, it's so all encompassing that it applies to dances from around the world, right?
Yes, yes,
So,
yeah. So that's great. Okay. So that's cool. So do you, you want to tell us your plans? I mean, do you foresee yourself, I mean, I know you said you have your engagement plan. So I know we are mostly hesitant about like going out. You know, you want to learn as much as possible before you think of yourself as spreading the thing. But what are your plans after that? And how do you see yourself in 5 years or 10 years?
So my heart is set on teaching dance.
Mm.
I've taught beginner level dance before to adults and to children. And
Okay.
it was such a rewarding experience for me, both as a, learning to be a leader, and also you learn more from trying to explain what you understand physically. Okay? I want to keep performing, and obviously I don't want to stop learning. After Natyam, though, the focus has to sort of turn towards Kathak, because I don't want to leave that by the wayside.
Right.
And finally, when I feel like I understand both styles, maybe Odissi. Maybe Odissi.
Odyssey is so beautiful. Oh my God.
Love Odissi.
It's just an incredible. Each of them is so beautiful and so unique in each they do. So it's okay. So good. I hope you go out there. I want to wish you the best. I know it's about 20 minutes we've been chatting, and I'm sure others are waiting for you to start performing for us. So I mean, there's lots more to talk, and we probably will bring you back if you're welcome, willing to come back. And
I'd love to.
we can talk more. Since we just started this online thing, I'm still grappling my head around how to structure and how to bring, how to reach different people from different places. So we'll talk more about that later. But I want to wish you the best. I'm sure the passion and hard work is all that you need to go places. So wish you the best. I apologize. I had to switch off the comments. I'm going to just turn it on for one quick second because I don't want people thinking. So all the comments were going across your face, and I didn't want people not to see your face. So I was like, okay, let me do that. With that, if most of you know how this works, we are going to stop talking now. And then Jessica is going to take over the whole space, and she's going to perform for you. Jessica, I don't know if you're going to put it horizontally or if you want to put it vertically. It's up to you. I'm sure you've planned it all. So after that, she'll go live on Tandavam page again. So all of you hang in there. She's just going to go in. I'm going to leave. She's going to come in, and we're going to start off right away. So thank you, everyone. We'll see you in 15 seconds. All right. Thanks, Jessica. Take it away. Bye.
Bye.